Well, there's a reason why we did not film today. Thing's really putting the moisture down and a lot of lightning and thunder. So it's just a good day to stay in the trailer. Boy. I don't know if you can hear that, but holy heck. Well, good morning, everybody. We had one heck of a rainstorm yesterday and last night. We got the fog hanging in the mountainside, and you can notice all that white stuff on the ground. It's all hail. But boy, did it come down. Of course, I got two dogs that are scared of thunder, and they were keeping me up all night. You can look here in the road, see just how much water was running down that thing. But so far it's shaping up to be a pretty dang nice day. So maybe we'll be able to get some good footage today like we planned. We never got out at all yesterday due to all that rain, other than just 10 minutes worth of sunshine. But we'll see if we can make something happen today, though. Well, we woke up this morning to a bunch of hail on the ground and fog rolling through the mountains. It was a wet one this morning. Well, I think we should take a little drive up the canyon to see what we see this morning. Hopefully there'll be some wildlife or some good fall leaves to film. But check out these trees right here in front of me. You know, looking through the little viewfinder here on this camera, they're not showing up like they are in person. Man, these things are just gorgeous. Coppery red and really bright. You know, through the camera, it all looks pretty dull. But we still have them pesky clouds up there. And it could be bringing more rain today. But we're nearing the end of our trip. Sad to say, we've had a good time up here. Met a lot of good people. But we do have a campground we'll go review today. Then probably go back and have some lunch. skipped breakfast and the dogs are letting me know they're not happy, so. And we got that little mule deer doe right there in the side of the road. This seems like the place I always see. Oh, there's two. She's got her fawn with her too. That little fawn finally seen us. She's curious. Well, we stopped here at the Gargoyle Rocks. And we fly the drone up there, see if we can get any closer. Well, this is the information center for the campground. Stay limit of 14 days. You're in bear country, and there is no fee. Partly to do probably with there's no water. But we're at 7,380 feet. Well, the ants are out. Guess their nest is getting dried up from that rain. They're becoming active. Boy, there's a lot of them on this one. This campground's pretty large as far as these little Forest Service campgrounds go. The only problem is it's exposed to the sunshine, so in the summer this place will get pretty hot. But right now during the fall, yeah, it'd be a nice place. Still got a little bit of that hail left over from last night. Yeah, you can see it all right there. I mean, it was pretty wild last night. Let's go take a little drive around the campground and show you what it's like. Well, I believe this is site 1. So it's nothing to brag about. You got your little shelter there, and over here's your table and fire ring. It is right across from the little vault toilet. Well, let's head down to 2. Well, site 2, you got the shelter and the fire pit, table. This one's got enough room for a pretty good sized trailer. And you got some pretty nice views of, the mountains in the background. But yeah, this is a nice spot right here. Well, site 3 and site 4 seem to almost be connected. I mean, they're pretty close to each other. You could fit a medium-sized trailer in both of these sites. You're right along the creek. This would be a good spot for a couple campers that are camping together. Now, site 5 is occupied up there, so we won't show it, but site 6 is a nice one. It's got room for a pretty good sized trailer. Got 2 picnic tables, the fire pit. And site 8 is adjoining it. So again, this would be a good spot for, 2 trailers camping together and a handful of tents. But it's underneath at least these pine trees, so you do got some afternoon shade here. And there is site 7. It don't seem to have much to offer other than a halfway level spot there. It's right out in the boulder field and not a bit of shade anywhere. Well, when water is available, there's the little hand pump for it. And you have another bathroom there. Same style, vault style. Looks like there's two stalls to that one. Well, now this spot is not numbered, so I'm not sure what to call it, but it's had some work done there. Looks like they brought in a blade and leveled that out a little better, but it does offer some pretty epic views of that canyon up in there. And during the colder months, that's a pretty nice little spot. Yeah, this is site 13. That's got room for a big trailer. I think this is more of a group site. It's got the two shelters, one and just one big fire pit. But yeah, this one's got I mean, you want a view of the country, this is the one to get. We'll drive up into it a little bit and let you see what the view's like from the tables. Well, we're right here in the shelters now. Got two little dogs snooping under the table there. But this one offers the view above the creek. I mean, you're sitting right above it. And look down all the way down the valley. Yeah, this is a pretty nice little spot here. Yeah, for no fee, can't beat this spot. Yeah, you got Smiley Mountain back there in the background, as well as all these other mountains up here. Yeah, I should have just camped here in this spot. I mean, heck, you got a really nice view. I could put up a little bit of that afternoon sun, but on a day like today, that sun would be welcome. But yeah, I got two tables, two shelters, fire pit. Yeah, it'd be a nice one for a free campsite. You couldn't complain about this one, especially this time of year. So we'll finish up with this tour and get back and get something to eat. Now, I'm not sure if this is site 14 or 15. There's two right here together again. This looks like another group site. It sits right above Iron Bog Creek there. That one there's a pretty nice spot. I like it too. The other one right here in front of it though, there's not much there, but you could get 3 trailers right here in this one spot. And now this spot is pretty exposed, nothing special about it. Other than the table is down the hill a ways down there next to the creek. The next campsite up is a real dismal one. So I won't even show it, but it's just, from what I can see, is just a table sitting right out in the middle of the sagebrush. We do got a site right there and no shelter. There's got a fire pit back there. It's overgrown enough I almost didn't see that it was even there. So yeah, I thought that other one was bad. This one's lacking quite a bit, but man, if it's a spot you gotta have, I've been in worse. Well, that'll do it for that campground review. I mean, I've camped in a whole heck of a lot worse spots than that, so it just depends on what you need at the time. I mean, there are some good spots in there that I wouldn't hesitate staying at, but if I had to, there are some very plain Jane campsites in there that beat staying in a gravel pit or a pull out in the road. So you got those three troublemakers there. We had a hard time getting that little brown one out of bed this morning. She thought she'd be kind of smart and would let me just reach over to grab her, and then she would run to the other side of the bed. So but they're out now and she's enjoying it. Aren't you, Bambi? Of course, that goofy Suki and White Dog. Well, let's head back to camp and cook us up something to eat. Well, why this place is called Iron Bog, it's right there. There is a big bog right out in the middle of that. I've never been able to get close to the bog itself because the ground gets so dang soft and spongy out there that you can't get to it. I'll see if I can get the little drone up in there to take a peek at it, at least as high as I can get it. The wind's been blowing pretty good and got trouble with the Wi-Fi signal again. And we got all those caves and those cliffs there. Remember as a small kid how your imagination can run wild with creatures that would live in those rocks and then come out at night. But Pretty interesting. I never have found a way to those caves. I'm sure there is if you want to put the effort to it, but we never ever wanted to cross the creek to find out. So let's see if we can get closer up of it. But yeah, they're pretty good sized. We got a bigger one that's kind of hid right there behind that tree. Yeah, a lot of interesting rock formations around here. Pretty neat place. Yeah, the colors of fall are starting to appear. A lot of the majority of the Quakies have already turned, but these are all wild rose and some currant. Well, the only thing that doesn't seem to be affected by the fall colors are the water birch. They're just as green as if it was summer. Well, this is what we always referred to as the Bigfoot Cave. I doubt any Bigfoots ever lived in it, but as kids, we'd always climb up into it, explore. That little storm down there at the mouth of it. Well, about where Suki came out of, there used to be a big log that was leaned up against that rock about where that orange spot is. And from there, we'd scramble up into that cave. It goes back in there a little ways. As kids, it looked a lot bigger than it does now. That's quite the place in there. Straight up and down, though. Yeah, there ain't no way for me to get up into it now. Since those logs are gone, I don't think too many people would get up in there. The trail to it is all but overgrown now, too, so everybody's kind of quit visiting it. Pretty interesting place. I can say these rock walls are just straight up and down. Now those red leaves, I believe, are choke cherry. Boy, do they look pretty and against the green anyways. Well, just my favorite time of year. I think the dogs like it too. Yeah, guys, for lunch we picked up some sweet corn while we were in town. The guy was selling them out of his truck, so thought, why not? It sounds like a good lunch. We'll throw them on the coals, let them roast, I guess. Tortilla wrapped hot dogs. That corn looks like it needs switched around. Well, you see that corn's getting pretty dang close. Little hot dog's got a few more minutes. We'll pull them off and let them cool down enough that we can eat them. Well, guys, that fire is hot. There's our little sweet corn. It's not much to look at, but I'll support a local guy trying to make ends meet out of the back of his truck than buying an ear from the store. It is really good sweet corn. It's just good enough you don't really need butter or nothing on it. Well, then we'll try our old hot dog. That thing's we know what it's gonna be. These things are dang good. That thing's still hot enough to let you know it came off the fire. Well, the dogs get their share of corn as well. They really love that stuff. All of them but Bambi. Once in a while she'll chew one up, but Suki and White Dog just devour the stuff. Well, we're going to finish our dinner and then head up to Leadbelt Creek for our afternoon ride. Hopefully we'll see some wildlife. Well, guys, how'd you like that big old bull moose? We watched him come clear down off the top of that mountain and work its way within, I don't know, about 300 yards of us. Hopefully the footage is good. I know my phone's camera, once it starts to lose light, it gets real grainy, but hopefully it turned out. But man, what an evening. Man, that was gorgeous coming through those Quakies in the sunset. It was kind of hard to see the road at times, but man, was that pretty. So if you like what you see, give me a thumbs up, comment, and share if you would. And until next time, see you later.